This is Styles from Tom the Treeman Show, and you're listening to us on the Mix Talk Radio through TuneIn.com. Our guest today is Martinez. Martinez's most recent role is David from AMC's hit show, The Walking Dead. I watched Season 7's mid-season finale with 17 million viewers with great suspense. AMC's The Walking Dead is on a mid-season break, but returns Sunday, February 12th at 9 p.m. Martinez, we appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedule to talk with us today. Welcome to the show.
What up, what up? Thank you, Styles, man. I really appreciate being here.
Oh, thank you. We really appreciate you. Can you please tell us how you got started with acting?
Absolutely. I did a little tiny bit of it my senior year in high school. I just transferred to a new school, and it was kind of a required subject, so I got a little bit of a taste in it. And then my freshman year in pre-law school, on a $20 bet, I auditioned for the school play and got completely hooked and bit by the bug at that point. And as soon as that show was over, before that show was over, auditioned for the next play, got cast in that, and it was over.
So you're done, huh?
Exactly.
You're like,
yeah, I mean,
that's $20
I was really lucky.
Me.
Yeah, and I was really lucky because by the time I was 18, I knew exactly what I wanted to do for the rest of my life. And, looking around and, seeing all of my other peers in college who, kind of knew what they wanted to do or weren't sure, just had no clue. And I realized that, at an early age, I was really, really lucky to know what I was going to be doing for the rest of my life. So it was great.
That's awesome. Where did you end up going to college? You said you did pre-law.
Yeah, I was a pre-law student at Stetson University in DeLand, Florida. Shout out to my Hatters.
Nice.
Thank you. And then after that, auditioned a couple of months later for Boston University's BFA Conservatory Acting Program, and they only take like 30, 40 kids a year out of 10,000 applicants, and got accepted into that school with the likes of Jennifer Goodwin and just what I consider one of the greatest ensemble of actors that I've ever been around in my entire life to this day. And studied there, and that was the start of my acting career from that point on.
That's awesome. That's amazing. Just on that $20 bet and where it's leading up to and where it's going. Have you had an opportunity to appear in any other shows or movies in addition to the plays, of course, which you've got? Nothing beats a live play, but everybody watches TV and movies.
Yeah, so. And it pays a lot better.
They're a little bit more money, yeah.
Yeah, I've been really lucky. I moved to LA and been working on a ton of projects, starting with like some soap operas, Desires, Passion, and then I did the final episode of Prison Break, which was really awesome to be a part of that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, CSI New York.
Favorite shows. Yep. Oh, CSI New York. Oh, wow.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
I bet Gary Sinise is just a fantastic human being. That man just does so much for so many people. I could only imagine what the privilege must be like to work with him and his team. It's awesome.
Yeah, it was a pretty incredible experience. Unfortunately, I didn't have my scene with Gary Sinise. I had my scenes with who were the actors that I had my scenes with. I have to remember. It would have been a little bit of a while ago.
It's been a minute, yeah.
Yeah, I want to say I think it was Carmine Giovinazzo was one of the gentlemen, and Eddie Cahill was the other gentleman that I had my scene with, and they were just so professional and so awesome. But the real treat for me was getting to work with Eric Lanueville, who was the director, from Hill Street Blues fame, and he's an incredible guy, man.
Wow, that's awesome. That's awesome. It sounds like you've had a lot of good experiences. What type of challenges have you faced? Have you been discouraged, and what did you do to overcome them, if any? We've all been told no once or twice, but, you know.
Yeah. Oh man, you know, as an actor, obviously your entire career is no, but I mean, even for my family, you know, I'm second generation American,
Yep.
and there's a very high premium on education, or what they would consider proper education, you know, becoming a lawyer, becoming a doctor. And, you know, I had pretty much been groomed as a young child that, you know, you're going to go to college, you're going to get your law degree, and you're going to become a lawyer. Hence why I was at Stetson for pre-law. So when I told my family that I wanted to be an actor, that did not go well with my family at all. So right from the beginning, there was a lot of resistance. Yeah, you know, and part of the reason, and I don't blame my family, because, you know, as a parent, you want what's best for your kids.
Mm-hmm.
You know, on my mother's side of the family, or actually on both sides of my family, when they immigrated to the United States from the Dominican Republic and Puerto Rico, they lived in Harlem, in very, very poor, tough conditions, and they did not want that for me. And, you know, everybody knows that if you decide to become an actor, you're starving professionally is what you're doing.
Yes. Yeah, that's the truth. Wow. Yeah, I think it's every, you know, parent or grandparent's desire and dream for them to do better than what they had, and to push the education, because that's the one thing that nobody can ever take away from you.
Exactly.
It's so important. And even if you get your degree in just say general, for example, well, what can you do with general? You could do, I don't know, you could do almost teaching. You could do, you could go into business. You know, it's just how you apply it with what your experiences and your challenges have been through your life, and what type of jobs you've had, and how you've utilized your degree. And it's just like acting, selling yourself.
You know, and speaking of jobs and troubles, you know, as an actor, nobody wants to hire you in a day job because, like, yeah. And I remember I booked when I was on Grey's Anatomy. You know, I booked the first episode initially. It was just a one-day role. And while I was on set, the kid was directing, and I was working with Sandra Oh and Gaius Charles, and Sandra Oh and Kevin McKidd liked me so much that they actually went to the writers after I left, and they're like, hey, you know, we really like working with Martinez. You know, let's bring him back another episode, and let's, you know, expand that storyline a little bit. So I, you know, get the call, and I tell my boss at my day job, I was like, hey, they didn't want to bring me back for another episode. And then they fired me.
Wow.
Well, it was great until they fired me.
Well, everybody gets fired. I mean, you know, it's part of life. But you were on Grey's Anatomy.
Exactly.
Again, that's the best damn $20 you made. Holy crap.
I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you, it was the best bet I ever took.
Yep. No doubt. Well, this is really excellent. What advice can you give to anyone looking to get into the acting business?
I would say the best advice I've ever gotten about acting, and I tell all, especially in my classes, you know, I always tell all the newcomers, if there is anything else in the world that you can do that would make you happy, go do that instead. Because acting is, you get so much resistance and so much conflict and so many people telling you no, you can't. And the industry is such a hard industry because the competition is so fierce that if this isn't something that you absolutely love and absolutely have to do with every fiber of your soul, you will be very, very, very miserable. So if there's something else you can do that you can actually be happy with, do that. For me, unfortunately, there's nothing else I can do that makes me happy.
Right.
Acting,
you got to have the passion and desire for it, and just be so driven and focused that
you have to be.
You have to stand out and be the guy or girl or person that they want. It's a
and
tough
you have
business.
to be willing to work harder than anyone else. And a lot of people don't realize that, especially in LA. It blows my mind because the industry is everything in LA is consumed by the industry. The entire city evolves around the industry, or revolves, I should say, around the industry. And you literally just have people that wake up in the morning and they're just like, oh, hey, I think I'm going to be an actor today. And, it's just about a look, right? So you have like about 1 million completely unqualified people who have no business being there, saturating the market, making it difficult for casting directors to find the
you've
people
got those 3-hour waits, 4-hour waits while auditioning, and you got 98% of the people in that line don't belong there. Yeah, I can definitely see that. Well, that's really good advice. Thank you very much, Martinez. We're going to take a short break and return with our guest, Martinez from AMC's The Walking Dead. This is Styles, and you're listening to Tom the Treeman Show on Mixed Talk Radio through TuneIn.com.
Mixed Talk Radio. Hey, this is Martinez from The Walking Dead, and you're listening to Tom the Treeman Show on Mixed Talk Radio through TuneIn.com.
And we're back. In case you're just tuning in, you're listening to Styles on Tom the Treeman Show with our guest, Martinez, from AMC's hit show, The Walking Dead. Martinez, we want to know about your character David. Where does he come from? And how does he end up with the Saviors?
I always have this joke that I keep telling people that he was a popsicle salesman in Alaska, but I think it's getting a little bit
Sounds very sticky. Is
it
a creamsicle or a popsicle?
in my back. Say that again?
Is it a creamsicle or a popsicle?
Oh, creamsicle. All the way creamsicle.
All the way creamsicle. Orange creamsicle? Because those are the best.
Yeah, my friend. These are the high-end popsicles. You don't go door to door with that little Otter Pop crap, okay? You got to go.
None of the lifesaver popsicles. You need to go with the no shit creamsicle.
Oh man! But in my backstory as like an actor, as I was trying to create the character, because there's not a lot out there in the comics about his origins. But I had liked the idea that he was one of these like traveling car salesman assassins that would, whenever some of these car dealerships are having like their big 48-hour tent sales, they actually hire these specialty car salesmen to come in and do the routine and be like, the big slick gun that like closes the deal and, brings down the hammer and brings in all the sales. Because that was the only thing I could think of that would justify the sleaziness that my character has. So
that's awesome.
It was either that or a politician, but I just didn't think I was smart enough to be a politician.
Oh, I think you're smart enough for a politician, but I like the sleazy popsicle creamsicle seller. That is freaking genius. That is amazing.
Thank you.
Yes. That's awesome. So how did he get involved with these saviors? I mean, did he like migrate or any in
my mind, and again, this is just me creating this as a backstory for my character.
Yeah.
It's a situation where he had a couple of people that he was with, running around scavenging, trying to survive. Runs in or finds or gets introduced to Negan. And very quickly realizes the potential of working with Negan, even though Negan is seen as a bit of a bad guy in the show, which it's really
bad guy.
Exactly, and that's and that's the thing. He's portrayed as the bad guy because he killed Glenn and Abraham, but it's like which group started it first, So this is this is turnabout fair play.
We have rules for a reason. Why do we have rules?
And that's why I really feel that David's noticed, hey, this guy's trying to bring back some sense of civilization. This guy's motivated. This guy knows his shit. And, I have the ability to become someone big, to have my own territory and to be, the chancellor of that territory, so to speak. So it was basically the greatest multi-level marketing scheme, being able to get in at the ground floor. This was it, and having that background in sales and seeing it that way, for me as David, was like, oh, I can get in on the ground floor and have my own state and my territory, and I could be the next Pontius Pilate, and so he committed fully, and having that sales assassin mentality, being able to convert that to see blood and just do what I have to do to make my life a lot better now than it was before the apocalypse, and I think that was the draw for David to really just go full tilt with Negan and really just let his viciousness come out. I mean, essentially, he can do whatever he wants, and that's except cross Negan. But, and that's kind of a sweet deal.
Well, yeah, we don't want to bring out the don't want nobody to go light the fire in the furnace and get the iron going, because that shit hurts. My face just.
Oh man, that's ugh.
Yes.
That's some gruesome. That was a gruesome scene.
Oh, that was rough. Holy cow! My God. Can you tell us about the scene where we were first introduced to David?
The one with Carl or the one with Enid and the green balloons?
Well,
the first scene, I guess, was Carl.
Mm-hmm.
It was really, really fun shooting. Chandler Riggs, I don't think he gets enough credit as an actor, really.
No, I don't know. I think he's brilliant.
He is, and I was shocked. I mean, I was a huge fan of the show, so I knew he was a really good actor, but we're on set, and we're shooting the scene, and we're doing, my coverage first, and as an actor, you're always concerned, okay, is the other person, not going to give you anything because, they want to save their performance for, when the camera flips and is on them. But he was giving me so much, and he's so subtle, and he's so committed. And I was like, wow, this is really good. I'm really impressed with Chandler Riggs, mm-hmm. getting to work with him in person. And then when they flip to his coverage, he turns around and cranked it up a whole nother level that I was like, whoa. I was like, this is going to look really, really good on film. And I was just so impressed with his consistency on every take. And another thing that was really great about that scene is, of course, Jeffrey Dean Morgan and Andrew Lincoln are coming in. But just seeing the interaction between Andy and Chandler, they've had 7 seasons of all this great foundation that they've been able to build. So they can talk to each other about things, and they can say, hey, remember this moment. And, this was still when Rick was walking around with Negan's bat, Lucille. And I just remember that one moment, Andrew Lincoln, whispers something to Chandler and points to the bat. And Chandler just zeroes in on every horrible, wretched thing that Negan, the Saviors, and Lucille had done to their people. Killing Glenn, taking away Daryl, and
killing Abraham,
and Abraham. Oh, poor Abraham. And
Mother Dicks.
Yeah, Mother Dicks.
Mother Dicks.
And he just and just to see how he took that and embraced it and brought it into the scene was just phenomenal. And seeing just how close knit that whole family is. I call Andrew Lincoln the patriarch of that Walking Dead family, because he really is, and they are a family. Like, when the cameras stop rolling, mm-hmm. they all care about each other so much. They're always looking out for each other.
Yeah.
And I've never seen anything like that on any show that I've ever worked on. I mean, a lot of the shows, the cast members are close, but
right.
these guys are close in a way that I've never seen before in my life, and it was so refreshing to see as an actor. The only time I've ever seen anything like that really was theater, because in theater, because you spend, you know, so much time getting to know people,
right?
And it's just a different experience. I was really honored to be a part of it, and just seeing Jeffrey Dean Morgan and Chandler Riggs go at it, and Andy, you know, standing in the background trying to save his son. You know, like it's amazing to be on this show, man.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. It's just got to be incredible to work with such great actors and people. Any wild stories in Nick and Norman's that we can talk about?
Have not been in Nick and Norman's yet.
Oh, we were fortunate not to have dessert there, actually. It's pretty good. Pretty good. Yeah.
A lot of the times, you know, by the time I'm done shooting, it's so late at night, they're already closed. And I've got like an hour drive back to Atlanta, hour and a half drive.
Oh,
you're so exhausted.
Yeah, absolutely. And if it's closed, I mean, what about the nice coffee shop in town? Have you frequented from that?
Yeah. The Waking Dead Cafe.
Yes.
Jitters.
Yes.
I love that place. It's really funny because I couldn't tell any of my family or anyone that I was in The Walking Dead. And a tradition that me and two of my cousins have in LA is, you know, we get together with my wife every Sunday, and it's Walking Dead night. We have family dinner, talk about last week's episode, watch this week's episode, then do Talking Dead after that.
Of course.
And I was dying because I couldn't tell them. So they love coffee. We're Dominican, so we drink a lot of coffee and espresso. So I bought a can of the coffee and I sent it to them. And I was like, oh, hey, just happened to see this cute little cafe. Ha, ha, ha. And so they have this thing of coffee. And then we're watching the episode where I premiere. And then all of a sudden my cousins flip out. When they see me, and they're like, wait a minute, what are you doing? What?
That's awesome. Oh my God, I can just imagine. It's just...
Man, they were so mad. They're like, how could you not tell us? How could you not tell us?
Gotta keep a secret.
I was like, they have a chip in my head, and it will blow up.
They put it in my brain, and it will
There's
be
this little
bad.
guy.
It will be
and
like
he follows me around. He's got a sword, stabs me in the ass every time I think about talking about The Walking Dead.
Wow,
so,
that's cool. That's yeah. We walked by there, checked things out, and you know the train tracks, and we didn't go too far down the train tracks. We kind of went in town, saw the house where let me see when. Andy Lincoln was hanging off the, trying to escape out of the house, and I guess Norman Reedus kept mooning him on every shot and causing him to fall. Yeah, pretty funny stuff. Pretty funny. So, as we've talked before, I've met many of the current and past cast through awesome events like Comic Con, MegaCon, Walker Stalker Con, villains and heroes, things like that. But I've only have positive things to say about each actor. Can our fans hope to see you at some of these types of events in the future?
I am currently talking to one of the conventions in Tennessee right now, so hopefully I'll be there. But if you guys want to see me at the conventions, let your voices be heard. Get in contact with your local Walker Stalkers, your Megacons, and your Villains and Heroes conventions. Tell them you want to see Martinez. Tell them you want to see the Saviors. Because I love interacting with the fans, and those conventions are just so cool, man.
They are awesome.
I would love to go.
They are totally cool. It's a lot. They're just a lot of fun. The people who dress up, and then you got weirdos like me who just walk around in like a Batman shirt or a Superman shirt or an Iron Man shirt. Yeah.
I love cosplayers. I have so much respect for them. I just love the passion they have putting together their costumes and and just sharing that sense of community with each other. It's so amazing. Before Walking Dead, I've always been a huge like sci-fi geek, Star Trek fan, Star Wars fans, and I used to go to Star Trek conventions when I was younger. So I just love it. I'm such a nerd at heart, man. I really am.
That's cool. That is cool. How can your fans reach you and interact?
The easiest way is through Twitter. I'm pretty active on Twitter. Also, too, anyone could always, send a letter to my agent. My agent is amazing at getting me every piece of mail that comes in, and the fan mail that I've been getting has just been awesome and really touching, and I really appreciate these. Walking Dead fans are amazing. Twitter, I do have to say, I've got a lot more followers now than I had last year, so my feed is a little bit long, so it takes me a little while to get back to people, but I try to get back to everyone, man, because I love interacting with the fans, and as a fan of, TV and films, it's always great when your favorite actors, take the time to acknowledge you and chat with you, and you have that other layer of interaction with your favorite shows. It's just an incredible feeling, and thank you to all the fans out there. My Twitter fans are amazing. I love my fans.
They are. You have some really awesome fans who do interact with you quite frequently, and I happen to catch them here and there, and just some of the cool stuff they come up with and things they say is just great. Twitter it brings a whole new way of communicating. I think it's an awesome tool. And really fun as well.
I agree. Yeah. And generally I'm a really private guy, so I was very, very hesitant to get involved in social media, especially with all just the garbage that's out there. Yeah. The jerks that anonymously just sit there and troll people. Like I want no part of that. But, slowly I got, into Twitter, and my handle, Martinez, for anyone who's trying to reach out. But it's proven to be an amazing experience to just see how this technology is really changing the way people interact with each other, because, and it's funny because, back in the day it was like, writing letters are bad, and then the telephone is like, oh no, now this is destroying relationships because people don't want to, see each other face to face, and now they're like, oh, Twitter's destroying it because, no, you're actually getting to interact with more people. Yeah.
Right, because we're all communicating, so the just means in which we do it, is just changing, and Twitter is instant, so why wouldn't we want more real-time communication and hear it from the source and have less, paparazzis messing with people, and if you're getting it right from the source, then and depending on what they're sharing, of course, and it's just incredible. The world is changing, and it's going to continue to change and only improve with technology, and hopefully people don't fight change and don't resist, because if you do, you're going to get left behind. So
yeah, absolutely. And think about this. Like, I have the ability to, everyone has the ability now to talk with people all over the world. Like, I have people in Argentina, people all over the United States, people in Australia, people in the UK, Ireland, France. But I would never get to talk to and interact and share ideas and learn from these people in a way that, you would never get to. As an American, you grow up and we're taught to hate French people, and so I hate French people. And, not because
but why? I just hate the French people. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm American. I'm American. That's why. Give me my goddamn freedom prize.
They're too passive. They don't want war. They're just stupid. But no, they're not.
They like mimes. Who the hell likes mimes? No, but they're because of Twitter, like I have all these, friends from France now that have really. Oh no, okay, that's just me being stupid and ignorant and hating for no reason. So I like French people now.
Right.
So,
we have
thank
to
you, Twitter.
learn from each other, and what other way to do it than through Twitter. I mean, it's just great. Can't say enough good about it. Absolutely. I mean, yeah, of course there's trolls, but there's trolls everywhere in this world, and people want to hate just to hate, and it's not good to hate. We just all need to.
Everybody's gonna hate.
Gonna hate. Yep. Do you have anything else you'd like to share, such as charity, volunteering, or anything else that you're involved would like to mention for us?
Absolutely. I love charity and volunteering. It's so important to give back, and I'm really, obviously on a day-to-day level, everyone in their community can do it, but being on The Walking Dead has actually opened, so many opportunities for me to do things that I never would have imagined. I know next month I'm doing some events with the Smoky Mountain Children's Home, the East Tennessee Children's Hospital Miracle Network, working with, orphans and terminally ill children. In about a week and a half, 2 weeks, I'm actually going to be working an autism benefit show in Tennessee. And then I just recently, thanks to some wonderful ladies through the Undead Walking, am going to be getting involved with Focus in Georgia, which is the Families of Children Under Stress, and Parent to Parent of Georgia, to work with, children with disabilities. And it's just so important for me to be able to do anything I can to, especially children, just to be able to help them out and brighten their day. And with special needs children are going through so much. I have my wife, one of her cousins, this amazing young man named Ian, unfortunately had a tumor at a very, very young age that had to be removed from his chest and throat. And, just seeing the day-to-day difficulties that, he has to go through. And as discouraging as it is, he's so bright, he's so intelligent, and he has such a kind soul. I mean, he's just such a beautiful person. And it really, really is so vital that we do what we can to take care of these people and to help and to nurture and not let, any of these complications that they're going through dim their light. We have to do what we can to help them let their light shine brighter than the light that's on them. And I'm just honored to be able to help people out in this way. So it's very, very touching and one of the most rewarding things that I've ever been a part of. And I'm really happy to be getting involved with these groups.
Wow, that's really touching. That's great. The more I talk to you and the more I learn from you, the more I like you.
Thank you.
No, that's really awesome.
Just don't tell anybody, because I have this image in Hollywood that I'm this asshole tough guy. So
big badass and kicking the shizer out of people on screen and Well, yeah, no, that's really good to do. My wife and I, we do some volunteering as well, obviously, with the Pulse victims and the no hate campaigns and things like that. We do a lot of that stuff as well and help out wherever we can. So it's super important, and I'm really glad to see that you're heavily involved in it, to put it mildly. So,
well, I wanna really give a shout out to one of my fellow Savior brothers, TKO, Josh Turner. He's really been instrumental, especially for a lot of the events or all of the events in Tennessee that I just mentioned. He's the one that really got me involved in those. And I had something else I was going to say.
Wasn't he an actor or a pro wrestler at one time?
Yeah. Oh, he still is a pro wrestler. He wrestles under the name TKO. Yeah, he. Let me tell you something. He's a big guy with an even bigger heart. He is really, really incredible, and he is all about the charity work, and he's an awesome guy. I like TKO.
That's awesome.
Go follow TKO, everybody.
Yes, Savior TKO. Isn't it at Savior TKO or something?
Yes. At Savior TKO or at TKO Savior. One of the two.
One of the two. Damn it! But it's Josh Turner.
Yes.
Yeah. Nice. Well, definitely. Hey, Josh, thank you for what you do as well, buddy. We appreciate it. Do you have anything else you'd like to share with us?
Yeah, man. If you happen to be in the Atlanta area and you're interested in learning more about acting, reach out to me. I mean, I do a lot of consulting. I teach a lot of classes through Get Seen Studios and private lessons. That's another thing that is really important to me, because that knowledge and that information and you know, be able to help people avoid. There's a lot of people that will scam you in this business, and to be able to help people really get a clear understanding of what you need to do to attempt to become an actor, and the commitment that you have to put into it. It's not a casual thing. It's not a hobby. It is a career. You never see. It's weird because in LA you have, you know, people be like, oh, I'll try it out, and if I don't make it within a year, then I'm done. I mean, who is a lawyer or doctor
For a
says,
year.
yeah.
If it works, it works. If it doesn't, that's okay. I still got a law degree or whatever. I go do something else. Yeah, spend $200,000 on a degree, and you're gonna go do something else? Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's that same level of commitment. It is a profession. It is a career, and you got to treat it that way. I really love giving back, and that's one way. Fortunately, I feel I can, you know, because I happen to have a little bit of knowledge, you know, not a whole bunch, but a little bit.
Yeah, a couple of shows here and there, a couple of, you know, plays, and yeah, you know, that's about it. Yeah. No, you've got quite a bit of experience, and definitely it shows in your professionalism, and you wouldn't be cast for such great roles if you were not, you know, A+. So. Or A+++. So, you know. Yeah. So, hey, Martinez, thank you again for coming on this show. We really appreciate it and hope to have you on again in the future.
Oh, my God. Are you kidding? I'd love to come back. Anytime you guys want to have me, man, just reach out and let me know. You guys are awesome, and I really appreciate you, Styles. Thank you, man.
Oh, no, my pleasure. We appreciate you. We can just take a quick break. This is Styles, and you're listening to Tom the Treeman Show on Mixed Talk Radio.